is Andrew McIntosh, and welcome to the Electric Lacrosse Web Curriculum. I'm going to start off with just some background information about what the Electric Lacrosse Web Curriculum is, and we're going to go to the first slide here. So today I'm going to be focusing on Team Desktop, which is a software that I use with the lacrosse team that I coach. We're going to talk more about Team Desktop in our next slide, but today we're going to be focusing on the message board functionality and sharing and communication within the message board functionality. So, introduction to Electric Lacrosse. Electric Lacrosse is a comprehensive technology integration curriculum web designed for student athletes, coaches, and administrators. You can connect your team and coaches. You can provide online tutorials, connections to resources, mass communication among your team, coaches, and administration, telecommunication, and instruction. Along with that, there are many opportunities for asynchronous education, which we will see examples of that later on. Team Desktop is a software that optimizes organizational management for student athletes while streamlining communication among coaches. What that means is that this is a database and a repository for information from student athletes and coaches. Student athletes can enhance their organizational management skills through classroom schedules, inputting data for academics, communicating with teammates. They can update information such as their class schedules. It really just opens the doors for more communication between coaches, administrators, and student athletes, especially during busy times with academics. There's many times overlapping times of academics and athletics, and it can be very busy. So there are opportunities for coaches to know how student athletes are doing based on their class schedule, based on grades. Again, having the opportunity to organize class schedules, provide valuable resources on an interactive message board. So again, we're going to be focusing on the message board functionality. So here we have part of a classroom or a class schedule from a student athlete. The student athlete can go right into Team Desktop, upload all the information that you see, times, what class it is, and what the location is. So it's a really great tool and functionality of Team Desktop, so a coach or an administrator can go in and know exactly what classes the student athlete is taking. Really helpful for academic advisement and student development on the part of coaches and administrators. Student athletes can go in and quickly edit class info. Just click E for edit, D for delete. You can enter class information and save. So for this particular lesson, I'm going to have student athletes go in and organize their schedules. They're going to be provided a guide for them to how to go in and input their data, how they can edit the data, and really take ownership and create their own class schedule and really take the initiative of organizational management, which is a pertinent skill that is integrated in as a student and as a professional. So access Team Desktop message board for virtual coaching. As you can see, there are 3 videos below. The first one that we're going to take a look at is me talking about defensive skills. If I go in here, I can just play a video. This was actually a video that I've actually uploaded for the student athletes on the lacrosse team that I coach, for them to become familiar with the terminology that I'll be using as a coach. So I'm going to go ahead and click play so we can get an idea of some of the asynchronous education I've already been using with the team, and that this tutorial is always uploaded on message board, so I can go in and ask feedback questions from the student athletes or have informal assessments when I see them in person. player can dodge from, and we're going to discuss each of those points and how we're going to defend each offensive player when they're dodging from different areas and how we're going to approach the ball. So behind me, as I said, we have 5 points of where a offensive person can dodge from an area. So the first area that I'm going to talk about is this back corner over here. Back corners are particularly dangerous when we are covering and tackling. It is said that only during a game 10% of defense is on ball and 90% is off ball. So in this tutorial, I'm discussing how defensemen can effectively cover offensive players and the techniques that they'll need to acquire to become successful. I have a particular coaching style. I've played lacrosse for about 15 years, 5 years in college, 4 years in high school. And as a coach, I've been coaching since I'm 18 years old. So I'm very meticulous about the terminology and the techniques that I use. So as a new coach on staff this year, I wanted to be proactive and provide an online tutorial for the student athletes to grasp the terminology and the philosophy that I'll be utilizing this season. So very, very proactive approach, and it's been very effective through asynchronous education. Go on to the next tutorial. Again, so just more defensive skills from Coach McIntosh. So we can go ahead and take a look at this video here. I'm actually going to go ahead and on to the next video here, but similar concepts. Just talking about communication for the defense, because communicating with your fellow teammates on the field is a very, very important skill. The reason why I wanted to go on to the next video is because I wanted to show how you can use a screencast for game film. Again, harping on the effectiveness of asynchronous education. So I use Screencast-O-Matic here. So what I can do, again, is provide a guide for students to navigate through the team desktop software and go ahead and open this video and provide some feedback questions. I'm going to go ahead and play this tutorial here that I created from Screencast-O-Matic.
Cast can be very effective for asynchronous education for student athletes. This will be a great opportunity to teach some of the lacrosse players that I'm coaching how to play really good defense. I do coach the defense, and here we have Johns Hopkins versus Syracuse back in 1987. Some of the best players in the history of the game are in this game, and I can narrate some plays for players to look at, so they can have a vicarious experience through learning, so they can actually envision themselves performing like somebody else. They can watch somebody and model somebody, so you have the opportunity for modeling in a constructivist approach where I'm focusing on a particular student athlete and how they can relate best to one of the players that are playing in this current game. So for example, off the wing play here, I'll take a look at the long stick midfielder who's sprinting off the wing and taking a look at the technique and the position, taking a look at the approach to the ball, and just the vision looking upfield. So I can narrate skills and talk and make a screencast for individual players that relates to each individual player. So let's see if we can get an example here of something that I can narrate. So here we can talk about approach to the ball, an angle, and also fast break defense here, how they set up, and how they kept their slides at the shortest distance possible, but very similar to the basketball defense.
Again, reiterating the importance of asynchronous education, especially my role as a coach right now. We're in the off season right now. It's imperative that they do have opportunities to have some refreshers on the scheming and the philosophy that we'll be using in the upcoming season. And asynchronous education really offers the opportunity to be proactive. Again, screencast is great for game film. And what I also didn't do on this screencast is I could actually use my browser, and I can point to a particular player, and the browser will actually have a highlighted circle around it, so I can really indicate exactly what part of the field that I'm talking about. So this is a message board here. I've used this many times as a coach, and it's really effective for student athletes to be able to go on and possibly watch a YouTube video, and again, providing some having them provide feedback on the video that they just saw. So motivation is really important on our team. I am really focused on each time when I address the team how I'm going to motivate them, and it's different every single time, making sure that I'm reaching out to each player. But here's a motivational video, again, focusing on modeling, where they can have the opportunity to have a vicarious experience, watch a successful team, and this team can model some of the successful traits that earned them a championship. This is from Tufts University.
NCAA championship, NESCAC championship, hosting NESCAC. The school never won NESCAC championship in the tournament. We never advanced past, I don't think, the quarterfinals in NCAA. So those were the big three up there.
There's a lot less about personal goals. I don't think any of us really have goals on there like I want to score 100 points.
More important to me, more important to our program is how are we doing it? How are we doing it every day? What are we doing every day to achieve those goals? Certainly winning our league is a goal every year. Certainly winning the national championship is a goal every season. This is your challenge. Now it's doing all the little things to achieve those goals.
Tufts lacrosse won the national championship in 2010.
Great team, ton of talent, and we had a great all season. Everything seemed to be going in the right direction.
See if we can skip ahead a little bit here. So this is a national championship game. They are playing against Salisbury down in Baltimore, Maryland. And just again, just going back to modeling and how it's relative to each particular student athlete on the team. So again, having the opportunities to show some motivational pieces and motivational media on the message board is very effective through Team Desktop. So the intentional information searching and how that correlates to this lesson plan about the message board functionality, communicating and sharing information. So the plan, students will input data such as class schedules and contact information into Team Desktop software. So they're planning on the information that they're going to input. They're going to use strategies to search the web. They're going to navigate through Team Desktop software to create and communicate. So what that means is that they're going to create schedules. They are going to create ideas on how to improve the team culture and improve the overall team performance. And they're going to communicate with their team through message board. Mass communication is very important throughout an entire year, especially when people are very busy with academics and other parts of life. Evaluate, does the message board functionality translate and permeate the busy schedule of students? Promoting some self-awareness for the student athletes, and do they feel that the information is getting through them through their busy schedules? That is why Team Desktop is created, is to keep that open line of communication. And does it permeate? Does it get through to them? Does the pertinent information get through to them even with a busy schedule? And then for triangulating sources, students identify various motivational media for teammates, so they can check the validity and the credibility of the source before they upload the video. And that concludes the message board sharing communication.